God's favor is not something that just randomly appears in our lives. It follows a pattern. It is drawn to faith and obedience. When you trust God, when you walk in His ways, and when you stay faithful, even when it's difficult, you position yourself for uncommon favor. Favor is not just about luck or being in the right place at the right time. It is about being in alignment with God's plan, staying faithful in the small things, and believing that He is working on your behalf. Look at Noah. In a time when the world was full of wickedness, the Bible says that Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord, Genesis 6:8. Why? Because he was faithful and obedient. God told him to build an ark, something that had never been done before. It didn't make sense. There was no sign of a flood, no reason for people to believe what he was saying. Yet Noah obeyed. He kept building, even when people mocked him, even when it seemed impossible. Because of his faith and obedience, he and his family were saved while the rest of the world was destroyed. God's favor lifted him up when everything else around him was sinking. Sometimes favor comes in unexpected ways. It doesn't always look like an instant promotion or an easy life. Sometimes it looks like being tested, waiting longer than you expected, or having to take steps of faith when there's no guarantee of what's next. But when you stay obedient, when you remain faithful even in uncertainty, God's favor will show up at just the right time. Look at Peter. One night after fishing for hours and catching nothing, Jesus told him to throw his net on the other side of the boat. Now, Peter was an experienced fisherman. He could have said, "Jesus, I know what I'm doing. I've tried everything." But instead, he chose to obey. He said, "Because you say so, I will let down the nets." Luke 5:05. The moment he obeyed, his net was so full of fish that it began to break. That's what happens when faith and obedience collide. Favor is released and blessings overflow. Abraham was another example. God told him to leave his homeland and go to a place he had never been before. He had no map, no clear details, just a promise from God. But because he obeyed, because he trusted, even when it didn't make sense, he became the father of many nations. His obedience didn't just bring favor to his life, it blessed generations after him. Your obedience today is connected to the favor you'll see tomorrow. When God asks you to take a step of faith, to do something that stretches you, don't hold back. Keep trusting, keep believing, and keep walking in His ways. The favor you are believing for is already lined up. The right doors will open, the right people will come, and the blessings that seem out of reach will find you as you remain faithful. The words you speak have incredible power. What you declare over your life can shape your reality. Too often people talk themselves out of favor without even realizing it. They say things like, "I never get any good breaks. Nothing ever works out for me." Or, "I'm not qualified for that promotion." But what if instead of speaking defeat, you started declaring favor? What if you woke up every morning and said, "God's favor is on my life. Doors are opening for me. The right opportunities are finding me. I am blessed. I am chosen. And I am highly favored." In Mark 11:23, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them." Notice that Jesus didn't say, if anyone thinks about the mountain, or if anyone hopes the mountain will move. He said, if anyone says, your words have the power to bring God's favor into your life. David understood this principle. Before he ever faced Goliath, he was declaring victory. He didn't talk about how big the giant was or how impossible the situation seemed. He said, "This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands." 1 Samuel 17:46. He spoke faith before he saw the breakthrough. That's what happens when you declare favor. You set the stage for God to move. Too often people wait until things change before they start speaking favor. They think, when I get the promotion, then I'll believe God is blessing me. But that's not how faith works. You have to speak it before you see it. You have to declare, "I am healthy," even when the medical report says otherwise. You have to say, "I am prosperous," even when the bank account is low. You have to declare, "The right people are coming into my life," even when you feel alone. Look at Joshua and the Israelites when they were marching around the walls of Jericho. God told them that after 7 days the walls would fall, but they had to do their part first. For 6 days they walked in silence. Then on the 7th day, they gave a shout of victory before the walls came down. When they declared victory, that's when they saw the breakthrough. Your words can either bring favor or push it away. Instead of talking about how things aren't working out, start speaking faith. Say, God's favor is surrounding me like a shield. Good breaks are headed my way. What was meant for harm, God is turning for my good. The more you declare favor, the more you will see it manifest in your life. You are not just speaking empty words, you are aligning yourself with God's promises. When you declare favor, you are opening the door for supernatural opportunities, divine connections, and unexpected blessings. Keep speaking faith, keep declaring favor, and watch how God moves in ways beyond your imagination. Gratitude is a magnet for favor. When you maintain a heart of gratitude, you are positioning yourself for even greater blessings. It's easy to focus on what's wrong, on what hasn't worked out, or on the prayers that haven't been answered yet. But when you shift your focus and start thanking God for what He has already done, you unlock new levels of favor. Gratitude is a powerful force that not only changes your mindset, but also invites more of God's goodness into your life. Look at Jesus when He fed the 5,000. He only had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, nowhere near enough to feed a massive crowd. But instead of complaining about the lack, instead of focusing on what He didn't have, the Bible says Jesus gave thanks for what was in His hands. The moment He blessed, uncommon favor is not something you have to strive for, earn, or chase. It is something God has already set in motion for your life. His favor is what sets you apart, what opens doors no one can shut, what turns setbacks into setups, and what accelerates your destiny beyond what you could ever imagine. When you understand that you are chosen for more, when you trust that challenges are positioning you for promotion, when you walk in faith and obedience, speak favor over your life, and cultivate a heart of gratitude, you align yourself with the blessings God has already prepared for you. No matter where you are right now, no matter what obstacles you may be facing, remember that God's hand is on your life. What He has planned for you is greater than anything you could plan for yourself. Keep believing, keep declaring, keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that His favor is working behind the scenes. In due time, the right doors will open, the right opportunities will come, and you will step into a future filled with greater blessings, influence, and purpose than you ever imagined. Get ready. God's uncommon favor is about to take you further than you ever dreamed.